Hey guys, Novaexplosion, welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. We are going to load up the game once again. Chapter 23, let's do it. We did all the stuff with Vale and Alear. And also Vale's with us now. Now we have to like stop the Fell Dragon's revival or something. Also like Alear's and Emblem was pretty wild stuff. We're going to pick up where we left off. If what chat was saying was correct, we only have 4 chapters left in the game. We're in 23, so 23, 24, 25, 26. Apparently there are 26 chapters. But yeah, actually, I see people in chat really confused. I'm gonna explain what happened. Technically, the last time I played this game was 1 week ago. My internet was dying. I could not stream anything, so I did Twitch, one stream didn't make it to Twitch, technically. Which was chapters 20, 21, and 22, I think. So all that stuff is not on Twitch because Fortune Teller's open. Only available in the evening. Oh, we gotta try this at least once. Oh, but only in the evening. Alright. Yeah, there is like 3 hours of Engage that never made it to Twitch because my internet was giving me a hard time. So, you know. Yeah, you know. Yeah, unfortunately, my internet wasn't working, and I'm already, like, my schedule, like, next week is gonna be insane IRL. This isn't just because, like, I'll be straight up with you. Engage, still a good game. My biggest problem with it is it drags on for far too long. But, this is not entirely because of Engage, but quite literally, I'm playing 4 different games right now. I need to start clearing some of them out. But anyway, yeah, so unfortunately those 3 chapters are not on Twitch because my internet hated me, and then it worked like 2 days later for some reason. But, oh, my thoughts on the chapters? Gameplay-wise, was it chapter 20? Chapter 20 sucked. The one where Gris teleported around the chapter it was terrible. I didn't like chapter 20. And then chapter 22, I remember chapter 22 was the one we had to, like, gather the emblem rings again. That one was, like, pretty neat. And then chapter 21, oh, what was 21 again? It was, like, the final fight with Vale, I think. Yes, 21 was solid. 22 had a neat concept. 21 was solid. 20 was terrible. I hated 20. 20 was really annoying. Story-wise, they had this whole thing with Vale and Alear come up, and actually, I wanted to talk about this, like, could have been really interesting, but I've been very vocal about this entire game. Like, this game has, like, no build-up to anything. The biggest problem with, like, its story is so much of the story, like, the early and mid-game is nothing. Like, nothing happens in the story, and then at the end of the game, it's wild. Like, oh, yeah, Alear's, like, a descendant of the Fell Dragon and everything, and Vale is, they have this whole heartwarming scene with Vale and Alear, but it's really hard to care because I don't really care about much of these characters. Especially Alear. I really don't. So, lots of neat concepts thrown around. And then, like, Alear's like an emblem or something. Alear, like, died. He became a corrupted, he resurrected. It was wild. It could have been interesting, but the story already, like, wasn't doing anything to make me on board with it. So, I didn't care about any of it. Trust me, you guys didn't really miss any... You guys didn't really miss any, like, oh, crazy revelations, reactions. Like, I was stone-faced through everything. It could have been cool in a game that actually had build-up in a game I liked. But it wasn't. It was wasted in Engage. Anyway, at the end of the day, the only 2 redeemable things in this game are gameplay and supports. The gameplay is redeemable, and the supports. The supports are pretty good. So, speaking of supports, we could start knocking these out.
Pandreo, I'm sorry, but after thinking about it, I'm going to pass on the party invitation.
Ah, your schedule's full? That's too bad. Maybe next time.
No, it's not about my schedule.
Oh. Then, can I ask why?
From a distance, people may see me as a god, but up close, I'm nothing special. Why disappoint everyone by letting them find out that the Divine Dragon is just a person?
That's what you're worried about? I must have given you the wrong impression. Listen, when I was a boy, you saved my life.
What? How? I was asleep.
Well, my parents were scummy, frankly. They left my sister and me when we were little. But a priest at the church turned my life around with a little-known prophecy. When the dragon child rises from their slumber on the dais, saved the world will be. Screwed up as the world got, it would be saved. That gave me the hope I needed to keep going, and I'm not alone. The faithful have always believed that you would awaken, so no, you won't disappoint them. You're living proof that their hopes are coming to pass.
I understand now. All right, Pandreo. You've convinced me. I'll come to that party of yours.
Thank you! Thank you! Everyone will be thrilled to see you there.
Go full dragon at the party or something. Hey! Wait, what? Reach support level B with 5 allies. Okay. I see some more discussion stuff, so I want to talk a bit more about things. The perfect thing to do while talking is the arena, just so I'm getting something done and not roaming around Somniel. I don't think I've done Pandreo and Panette supports. Maybe I did one. I have to double look. I haven't done a single one. I'll probably try working on their supports before we finish the game. Maybe get a few of them. Yeah, I see some stuff about like, oh, this is how FE like kind of is somewhat. I want to just say this. I didn't really expect the story to be anything. Like, I was going into this game, I was not expecting much out of the story, but I was expecting to somewhat care, and also care about the characters mostly. And inherently, I don't think the characters are like terrible. I think the problem with the game is just because the story is so like,
let's have a good match.
Half-baked and non-existent.
I am Roy.
It doesn't use the characters effectively. The characters, other than Alir, are like not really all that focused on in the story. So the only good character moments in the game are the supports. And I'll be straight up, the supports are pretty good. There are some pretty good ones.
You've improved a great deal. You've got the makings of a very promising warrior.
You know, I never truly felt that way until I heard it from you.
But yeah, I wasn't really... When I went into this game, I was like, yo, engage. I hope the gameplay is fun, and that's about it. And the gameplay is fun. I think the gameplay is pretty good. The gameplay is like the best thing about the game. So, I mean, engage didn't necessarily disappoint me. Maybe a little bit, but I didn't really have expectations in areas outside the gameplay. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm hoping for a decent time. Also, I think if the game was shorter, like 30 to 40 hours, I would probably be a lot less hard on it. The game dragging on for so long definitely hinders my opinion on it a little bit. Like, if the game was shorter, I'd be like, oh yeah, like, it's not that bad, but... what else am I doing? I just wanted to mostly do this to talk while doing this. Also, I want to just take a look at everything. I think I did everyone with Micaiah and Celica already. Oh, let me get these conversations.
You use some impressive sword techniques, Ike. Would you be willing to teach me?
I learned them from my father. I can teach them to you, but they'll be hard to master.
Three Houses, I'll use as an example. Three Houses, I don't think the story's like amazing or anything, but I care about the lore. The lore is really nice in Three Houses, and I care about the characters a lot more. And how they're utilized in the story, I think, is a lot better, especially the house leaders, depending on what route you go. So, even Three Houses, I'm not like, oh, story's not, like, amazing, but it gets its job done, and its gameplay isn't as fun as Engage, but it has a lot of other good qualities where I'm like, oh, I like Three Houses. But Three Houses is far from perfect, because its monastery bit does drag, especially when you're, like, replaying the game.
It's incredible that you managed to keep fighting as your country fell to ruin. I'm not sure I could.
I've seen how fierce you can become, Diamant. I know you would fight bravely till the very end.
And at the end of the day, this does not make me wary of playing other Fire Emblem games. I still plan to most likely play every Fire Emblem game that comes out. Not backwards with the series, but probably forward. Like, if they release a new game, I will play it. Because the things that Fire Emblem specializes in, gameplay and supports, they've almost never let me down in those two departments. So I still plan to play new games. Engage wasn't terrible. It really just comes down to it's overstaying its welcome, I guess is the best way to put it. But let's knock out these other supports while I got all of that out of my mind.
Hey, listen, I want to talk about something.
What's up, Fogato? You look kinda down.
Yeah, well, I think I owe you an apology.
I knew it! You're the one who stole my rib tips. I was saving those for a late night snack.
What? No, I would never do that. I know how much you love your midnight meats. Wait a second, what's this I knew it business? You don't trust your own brother?
Sorry. I get cranky when I wake up on an empty stomach. Anyway, what was that about an apology?
I was thinking about what you said, how I wasn't around much in the castle. I've always felt that because our people are free spirits, they deserve a free-spirited prince. But now, I realize that it got in the way of our Sibi time. I'll try to do better from now on.
Listen, Fogato. I know that free spirit stuff doesn't tell the whole story. You leave the castle to get a lay of the land. Make it easier to plan for a crisis, right? So that if the worst happens, you'll be ready to advise me.
Of course you knew.
Well, yeah. We are Sibbies, aren't we? I know everything that's going on in that cute little head of yours. I do appreciate all you do for me. As far as little brothers go, I'd say I lucked out.
We're family. We watch out for each other.
If I'm honest, though, sometimes I don't want you to watch out for me. I just want you to hang out with me. You know? Like right now. This is perfect.
That's cute. You did say you were thinking about like the Micaiah's games, right? Yes. If nothing's set in stone, but if I were to go back and play a Fire Emblem game, not a new release, Path of Radiance would be the one I try. And assuming I like it, Radiant Dawn.
Mind if I pray with you?
I fight alongside you, yet it does not mean my faith in the holiness of the Fell Dragon is lost. You are a cleric of the Divine Dragon. It would be improper for us to pray beside one another.
We believe in different things, but we're both men of the cloth. Why sweat the details?
The details are what bind us to our faith. It is unconscionable that you would consider your vows to be nothing more than details.
Tell me something. What were you praying for just now?
We live in an unhealthy world. Prayers for peace are required.
Well, what do you know? I was about to pray for the exact same thing. The content of our prayers is the same, even if the gods receiving them aren't.
I have never met a cleric who thinks as you do.
Me neither.
Very well. You may pray next to me.
Good. Come on. If both of us pray for world peace, they'll have to make it happen.
Oh, this is their rank A, right. I was literally about to check, did we get Celine and Alfred's rank A? We do have it. I'm gonna save that one for last.
Lady Vale, I found you.
Oh, I didn't know you were looking for me.
I was indeed. Perhaps you don't realize. It is not safe for you to walk through town alone.
Not safe? Why do you say that? This town is full of good people.
Considering what we have done, some of these good people might rightfully want revenge.
If that happens, then I'll apologize. We did truly awful things.
An apology might well not be enough. If something were to happen to you...
I'm not a child. I can take care of myself. Now stop following me.
Wait, please!
No. I have something I need to do. On my own.
There she goes. She has no idea what she is risking.
Oh, I can't wait for this next one.
What are you doing there, Alfred? Digging another well? Or is this more training?
Something like that. Trying to keep up my health, you know? Yeah. If I train hard enough, then... I won't suffer like I used to.
Alfred? What's wrong?
Don't worry, Celine. It's just an attack. It'll pass soon.
An attack? Is it your old illness?
I was doing so well. That part of my life was supposed to be long gone.
Wait here. I'll fetch someone at once.
No, stop!
What? Why should I?
I don't want anyone to see me like this. Not our allies, the Emblems, or the Divine Dragon. I can't let them see this. A weak prince unfit to fight who could collapse any day?
None of them would see you that way. They're far too gracious for that.
But I would still know. And besides, I don't want them to worry about me. As far as they're concerned, I want to be the spirited prince who loves working out. Just let me rest for a while. I'll be fine. Please, Celine.
Very well. But know that if your condition ever worsens, I will seek help.
Thanks. Having a sister like you is true happiness, if you ask me.
That's your idea of true happiness? Don't be absurd.
Well, what about you then? What brings you true happiness?
Nothing.
Really? You've got good friends, you got your health, and none of that does it?
I take joy in those things, to be sure, but I don't value happiness as a life goal. After all, what if I found it? Then my whole life afterward would be spent looking fondly back.
Really? Even if something better comes along?
The possibility that it never will is terrifying. I couldn't bear it. I've always yearned for happiness and saw only misery. Like the day I fled from the castle. If Firene had fallen, or Mother died, or you were lost to us, I wondered, how would I respond? And now this? If things get worse and you have to leave, what will I... How can I...
Hey, I'm not gonna die, okay? I'll be fine if I stick with my training.
You really do have the mind of a barbarian. If only you had the body to match.
I'll get there. That's why I work out. Whoa, Celine, look! You see that four-leaf clover?
Where?
Right by your foot. There you go. A small joy.
A small joy. That takes me back. We often sought such things when we were younger. At that age, I was better at it than you. I wonder when you surpassed me.
Talking to you makes me feel better. Chalk up another small joy for me.
I'm not certain that counts, but I'm relieved to hear that the worst has passed.
Let me make it up to you, Celine. I'll find lots of little joys and bring them to you. I can't promise everything will be fine with me, but we can prop each other up. For Firene.
Yes, Alfred. I will support you in anything. Whatever else happens, we can make sure we return to Firene. Together.
That was very nice. I like their support lines. Rank B remains like the funniest. One of the funniest. There was another one that was really funny too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but again, supports and gameplay. This game hits, which is FE's specialty. Let me... There was another... I don't know if there was like another pair I wanted to get good ranks with. We got Ivy and Diamant to A already. There was... I think there was a pair. Was it with Chloe? I mean, at this point, I don't think there's any real specific pairs. I'll probably try and get at least one Panette and Andrea one, just cuz. Because I have the points. There's no harm in, like, there's no reason why I shouldn't do the... all the activities and try to get as many supports before we end the playthrough. I am mostly hightailing it to the end, but I'm definitely, like, gonna try my best to get as many supports because, like, there's no reason not to.